The localization settings consist of two parts. The language settings, which have their own video, link can be found in the video description, and the selection for localizable objects and properties. Here you can set up in a very granular way which objects and object properties throughout the project are supposed to be localizable for text and which are supposed to get voice-over. Objects and properties set to active here are shown and will be editable in the localization view. What to select is very dependent on your project. In general, limit your selection to properties that actually will have localized text and VO. For one, this will not clutter your localization view with entries you do not use anyways, and secondly, you make sure to only export necessary data. Of course, you can always edit your settings at any point in case a change in the project now requires additional localized properties. The default settings are a good starting point. We have included the properties that most likely will be used and have localizable data, namely flow objects like flow fragments, dialogues and dialogue fragments, which build the story flow of your project, and entities which usually include characters and items. You can just go from there. You are using some location data in a player-facing way and need to localize it? Just select it here to have it ready in the localization view and the exports. Voice-over can only be selected for entries that have text localization set to active. If VO is set to inactive for a property, for example preview text for dialogue fragments, then the corresponding property field in the localization view will be marked by a crisscross pattern and cannot be set as a target for a voice-over file. The localizable objects and property settings affect all project languages, primary and secondary. The choice if a specific language is supposed to have VO overall is done in the language settings. For example, in this project here, German as a secondary language is set to have VO. When switching the current language to French, which is not set to have VO, the VO column is not even displayed in the localization view. What if you are looking to localize the content of template properties, like text fields or drop-down menus? This is of course possible, only it is not done in the localizable objects and properties list, but in the feature editor for the specific property. In the character template we have text fields for background story and motivation. If we want those to be localized, we edit the feature, select the property, and select multilanguage for text localization and has VO in case the property is supposed to have voice-over as well. Please note that similar to general object properties, VO is only possible if multilanguage is active as well. This will add the content of the selected property to the localization view of all objects that share this template feature. In this example here, all characters now have the character background story property added. The multi-language setting for template properties affects the property's content. What if we want to use a property's display name as well and therefore need it localized? Very handy for a data-driven approach, for example with different number values for character attributes. Instead of having them defined in the engine, we can use the display name of the property as the attribute name in combination with the numerical value and use them with the exports. In this case, we can easily switch the order or rename an attribute like strength to might, all in Articy without the need to make another change in the engine. Making this property metadata localizable can be achieved with the template design metadata setting. If we now go to a feature and look at it in the localization view, we have the display names of all properties listed and ready for localization. Last but not least, there is the user folder setting. This allows the localized user-created folders, like for example the characters and items folders created to organize the entities in this project. It is more of a niche use case, but if it is something that is needed for your project, you can do it.